What I would say to younger folks and just older folks in general, just how when TikTok came out, a lot of older folks were just like, I'm not going on TikTok. What is this? It's a children's app. And now everyone's on it and they're monetizing their business and just putting themselves out there. I feel like no matter what it is, I feel like you should just put yourself out there. No excuses. Don't be scared of failure, because failure is how you learn. So just getting on all these different apps, because these are opportunities. There's no excuses. Like I said, everything's on our phone. All this information is on our phone. It's up to us to just research and do the due diligence to be able to get this information and resources to learn and be able to apply that to our real world life. Just keep believing yourself and being consistent, honestly.
What is up, Action Taker? Welcome back to After Hours Entrepreneur, your guide to the first six-figure year of your business. I'm your host, Mark Savant, and today we're coming to you live from South Florida, the Levan Center at NSU, Nova Southeastern University here in Davie, Southeast Florida. This recording took place during the Space Day event here, which is a merging of private and public all coming together to innovate around the science and business of space. And one of the things that I think is really important as entrepreneurs is that we're always looking to the skies, both figuratively and literally, because innovation, my friends, is where all the gains are going to come from. So in this episode and this series of episodes, you're going to be hearing from students, entrepreneurs, business folks, people in government, and we're going to be sharing all the ways that you can leverage the industry of space to grow your business and grow your income. With all that said, let's get into this fresh episode here of the After Hours Entrepreneur, which is provided to you by podcast production agency Mark Savant Media. You can go to www.marksavantmedia.com to launch your profitable podcast today. All right, let's get into the episode. Tiffany, what's up?
What's up? How you doing, Mark?
I am good. I'm good. A little bit better. Glad to sit down and chat with you on a bunch of cool things. You're working on a bunch of cool things. Tell me, Tiffany, what's most exciting to you in the tech world today?
What's most exciting? Just honestly, that how tech is evolving. There's so much amazing things that I feel like we're not used to, or people that don't know about tech. So me not having a tech background 6 months ago, now coming in, is just like, oh my God, there's so much ways to innovate and add this and integrate this to your business and to your own life, and to just help with everyday needs and necessities.
Yeah, and that's been kind of a common theme.
Right.
You know, again, we're here recording at the Levan Center at NSU, the center, it's the theme park for entrepreneurs,
right,
which is a great way of, I think, acknowledging it. So you're big into 3D art.
Right.
Why is 3D art so important? Why is that exciting to you?
It's very exciting. It's because I've been able to express myself, and then also, like I said, since I work with technology, with VR, and be able to put that in Unity and then put that into the VR world. So when people go in the metaverse and all this and stuff, they can see my art and showcase my art, and as well as NFTs. So my 3D art, I'm able to create assets and put that in NFTs, and people can be able to buy, and you can also monetize off of 3D art as well. So there's so much ways you can monetize off of this and just have fun with it, you know, and just explore and try new things.
So one of the things that does get me really excited, Tiffany, is
right,
the metaverse.
Right.
You know, I grew up in the video game age playing video games, and I love the metaverse. It's really cool. What was your first experience like when you were in the metaverse?
My first experience was just like, wow, this is like, we can actually meet up without actually being in front of each other, and just also, like, you know, interact and have business meetings. It's really different. It's a good experience, and I feel like it's very, especially with COVID and all these sicknesses going around, I feel like it makes sense just to be able to still be in that environment and still have fun and still keep it professional at the same time and also do other things.
What kind of business opportunities do you see in the metaverse?
Actually, see, real estate, everything. There's so much ways you can go about it. Like I said, you can monetize off of NFTs. Even Web 3.0 is a bunch of things you could do with it. And it's still evolving. It's still things that they're adding on. So we're just going to see in 2023 where it's going to go.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, one of the things that's really cool to me is the idea of 3D art and bringing art to the metaverse.
Right.
I recently actually performed an entire interview in the metaverse with this guy, Mitch. He's a metaverse attorney out of California, doing some really interesting things there. And one of the things that was remarkable to me was how cool his space was. It was very easy for us to get into his metaverse space, and he had various pieces of art all over the place, right?
Right.
Do you think there's a future for artists to create art specifically for metaverse spaces and metaverse experiences?
I honestly feel like there's a space right now because I feel like that's what we're doing, especially with the company I'm with. We're kind of integrating and making 3D art with the software Blender and putting that into Unity, importing that, and then also putting it to maybe the HoloLens or the Oculus and be able to see that. So I feel like there's so much ways we can go and there's so much things to learn as well as we're learning as a company, just working and trying new things. So
how are you actually implementing that, right? So you're creating 3D art with Blender. Right. What's the purpose? Who are you serving?
I'm serving myself, just be able to express myself as just being an artist and being creative and just making things, and then also serving whoever I'm working for. Client needs, if they want 3D art and they want a logo, I can graphic design and just making it for a company to make the front end make it look good and stuff like that. So there's so much ways.
And that's kind of what I'm trying to figure out here. Like right now, going into quarter 4 of 2022, right. Who are the types of people that are saying, hey, Tiffany, I need 3D art for this purpose? Like, who's coming to you saying this is the type of art they need?
I would say, honestly, a lot of people, not now coming to me, but I feel like if I were to put it out there and be able to market it, I feel like a lot of people would be interested, especially just being 3D art and just making their business a little different from ever. You don't see a lot of businesses have 3D art as their logo just ain't even saying they have 3D art. So it's just going to be something different and be able to be original and just put themselves out there and showcase themselves in a different way.
Yeah. Well, and I think that's important too, differentiating.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. You go onto the internet, like every networking event I go to, and I brush my head because it's kind of frustrating. Everyone I walk up to is like, I do real estate. I do mortgages. If you came up to me and said, oh, I sell metaverse real estate, or I help mortgage brokers build an online space, like that's more interesting, right?
Yeah, we go like, what is that?
Yeah.
Exactly.
And that's kind of been cool for me as a podcaster running a podcast agency. Whenever I'm at an event and I tell people I do a podcast, I'm into podcasting, people are like, tell me more, and they're excited and they're interested.
It's different things, and just like I said, just trying new things and bringing different things and also evolving, because just technology is evolving every day. So I just feel like doing the same things, you don't want to get left behind. Just getting educated about the Web 3.0, NFTs, all these things are very important, and it may not seem important to your business, but later on it could be important. It could be detrimental if you don't learn some of these things, because that's where the business is going, to crypto. Our money's losing value every day, so the cryptocurrency, all this stuff is going to be important. So I feel like you should at least have some basic fundamentals of just technology in general, because we use technology every day.
And early adopters win.
Exactly.
Early adopters win.
Early bird gets the worm.
Yeah. It seems to me that 99% of people are chasing after what worked 10 years ago, 20 years ago, right? But if you can start innovating and trying new things now, this is where the millionaires and billionaires are going to be made.
Exactly. And you could see, for example, Facebook is now becoming a TikTok-like algorithm.
Yeah.
They changed it. So now it's just like, Facebook is like, we can't keep doing the same things. This was working for the older users and maybe younger users, but now if we want to catch up and be better than everyone else, we have to start following some things they are doing as well, or at least adapting to the things that they're adding, especially nowadays we have the young generation coming up and doing and starting things and being innovative. And me, myself, being young, we just have all these ideas, and it's just good to also have, even in your business, just have younger folks as well, because they're young minds, they have so much energy, so much things they want to learn, and I feel like that's where it's at in the younger generation. So I feel like if we're pouring into the younger generation and giving them opportunities, this world's going to change, honestly.
Well, and I love that mentality, because access to information, access to people, it's never been this easy before.
Right.
Within a month of launching my first podcast, I had an NFL player on the phone on my podcast. And 20 years ago, that wouldn't have been possible. I'd have been like, sending a piece of mail to someone to be on a podcast. I had a Super Bowl champion on my podcast within 30 days.
Right.
That type of opportunity is very fresh.
Right.
And so I definitely commend, I think it's great that you recognize that, Tiffany, and you're experimenting so you can find what that best opportunity looks like. Speaking of which, Zuckerberg is going all in on this metaverse hardware.
Right.
He just announced the release of his newest piece of hardware. I'm not sure the name. It's not the Oculus 2, but it's a more professional option, more facial recognition. I'm not sure if you're familiar with.
I'm familiar, but I can't remember the name right now, so I wouldn't be able to speak about it.
What do you think? What do you think about Facebook's future? Are they going to be successful in this metaverse world, or are they just...
Facebook, I feel like even, Facebook is on Instagram, has hold of Instagram, and even Twitter, as they added the thing. It's just so much things Facebook is doing that I feel like they're going to do very well. If they keep doing things differently, Facebook's already, even 10 years ago, was already one of the biggest. Facebook was like the thing. Everyone was like, Facebook, Facebook this. So now that they're kind of changing the game, and some people may not like it, especially the older users, like, maybe they're not used to this, or they haven't adapted to this TikTok stuff, so they're like, wow, this is not it. But the people that are getting onto it and just like not complaining and taking advantage of this technology, even Facebook, they're going to do very good.
I feel like they're turning more into almost like a hardware company,
right.
Because there's going to be a ton of different metaverses.
Right.
But if they have the tech, if they have the hardware that works with all those platforms, I think that could be a way that they go. But, I just think that, if you're a young entrepreneur, you're trying to build a business, paying attention,
right.
I love what you're doing, getting into 3D art, leveraging these new programs and softwares is going to open up more opportunities than I think we can even begin to understand.
What I would say to younger folks and just older folks in general, just how when TikTok came out, a lot of older folks were just like, I'm not going on TikTok. What is this? It's a children's app. And now everyone's on it, and they're monetizing their business and just putting themselves out there. I feel like no matter what it is, I feel like you should just put yourself out there. No excuses. Don't be scared of failure, because failure is how you learn. So just getting on all these different apps, because these are opportunities. If you want to get out there, the younger folks are going to see this. You have to try everything. There's no excuses. Like I said, the technology, you said how we have everything to our access. Everything's at our phone. All this information is at our phone. It's up to us to just research and do the due diligence to be able to get this information and resources to learn and be able to apply that to our real world life and be able to be successful. Just keep believing yourself and being consistent, honestly.
That's the mentality, baby.
Yeah,
that's it, Tiffany. Props to you. That is it. That is it. I read The 4-Hour Work Week by Tim Ferriss a few years ago.
Right.
And that idea of getting comfortable with discomfort,
right.
of trying the hard stuff, of
right.
getting comfortable with failure, that's the game.
Right.
That's the game. And, actually, fear releases the same dopamines that excitement does.
Right.
So it almost becomes like, I'm like addicted to fear
like
right now.
Adrenaline.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Think and Grow Rich is another one, just kind of like, we have these beliefs that we grew upon, like generational curses that we believe in, just even instilled from our parents and our teachers, that we couldn't do this. This is the way society taught us, and just us reprogramming our brain to think a certain way, that anything's impossible.
Yeah.
You can really do anything you want to do, and creating your own reality as long as you believe in the words you speak on a daily basis.
Drop the limiting beliefs.
Literally.
Drop them.
Don't be scared. It's like you have to people are it's easy to just be in the same place. Easy to not do anything. To be uncomfortable, you have to just try new things. Just get out there, because you never know until you actually do something. That's honestly the truth.
That is the truth. That is the truth. That is it. Sacrificing, which is funny because human beings historically, we've been concerned with, what can I do today so I can survive? How am I going to eat today? How am I going to find warmth today? And so we've been kind of programmed over the past, thousands of years, millions, whatever, to believe this, right? But what's different now is we have to kind of retrain ourselves, not to worry about how do I survive today, but rather, what can I sacrifice today? What can I plant today so that I can reap tomorrow? Right. What do I need to do today so that in 10 years I can be successful? And it's kind of a weird thing. We always think about ourselves in the future, in the present tense, and we say, future guy, forget him. Right. I want to eat the whole pizza pie today, because present self, that's what I want. But what about future self? We got to take care of them too, right?
And then what I could put into that as well is just being in the present moment, just being mindful and intentional what you're doing. I feel like when you're worried about the future, you're living in anxiety. When you're worried about the past, you're living in worry, or just fear or sad because you're worried about the past. I would say forget about the past, forget about the future. If you do what you got to do today, right now, then you wouldn't have to worry about that because you're doing what you have to do to get to. And so when you get 5 years from now on, you're where you want to be because you sacrificed, you isolated yourself from the people that you didn't need to be around, the things that you didn't need to be doing, and you created healthy habits to be able to establish that life that you want to establish.
Take the action.
And I'll say this last thing as well, just social media as well, it also became a toxic thing, especially for the younger generation, to have us in a space where, okay, when I'm 25, I need to be in this place.
Yeah.
So that messed a lot of us heads up, and I feel like we got to get out of that mindset, and I'm guilty of that as well, feeling like I'm supposed to be this and here. No, honestly, just working and do what you got to do, because sooner or later, everything's going to pay off. So just literally taking your time, being patient, don't worry about what everyone else has going on because that's their own life and their own path. You have your own journey, and everything happens for a reason.
This is a wise young lady right here. This is a wise young lady. I love that.
I need to get on the podcast.
You do. You're speaking. You're preaching facts. You're preaching the truth right now because comparison is the thief of joy. Comparison is the thief of joy. Tiffany, before we get into the rapid fire here, where's the best place for us to find you?
I would say just I'm always around here. I'm always NSU, hanging around, just learning things with the company and just meeting new people. So just see me around here.
Are you on Instagram?
I'm on Instagram, yeah.
What's your handle?
Tiffany.1K. 2 Y's and then .1K.
What's that, Tiffany?
.1K. TIFFANY Y.1K.
.1K, perfect. Cool. Tiffany, rapid fire. You ready?
Right. Ready.
What is the scariest movie you've ever seen?
Honestly, I'm scared of Michael Myers.
Okay.
Because it's his face, and he's just, I don't know. Everyone else is like scary, but just him just be able to teleport. I don't know what he does, but he's just very scary and intimidating. And it's like he never dies. So it's just
there's no, you just hang it up. Hang it up if Mike Myers is
like once
after
he starts chasing you, you might as well, I don't know, kill yourself or you can't, there's nothing you can do.
No, there's no escape. There's no escape. If you could be any animal, what would you be?
I would be a lion. Because I feel like I'm a Leo, so that makes sense. I'll be a lion. I feel like they're fearful, and I guess, I don't know if they say the king of the jungle or they say the ape is the king of the jungle, but I just feel like a lion is just very focused on that one goal, and is just a protective and just very mindful and intentional what they're doing. And they don't care about anything else. They just want to survive and just do what they got to do in a moment.
Take care of the pride.
Take care of the pride, exactly.
Take care of the pride. If you could sit next to anyone on a plane, who would you sit next to?
This is a hard question. I would sit next to 19 Keys.
19 Keys?
19 Keys. He's actually, I'm just pull him up. I wish I could show you. Do you mind me pulling my phone out? 19
Keys. Yeah, sure.
Do you mind? You can record this. Oh. 19 Keys. He actually does podcasts as well. I would love to sit next to him. Trying to see I'm trying to think of somebody else. I know you said one person. We got to give them.
Well, I guess if you take the center seat, then you can have someone on the left and the right of you, so that works.
Actually, Rick Ross as well. I love to sit next to Rick Ross. I feel like even his music. I don't know if you guys listen to him. I feel like he's very inspirational, and just me being grown and raised in Miami, he's a part of the Miami culture as well. And just sitting next to him, I would love to sit next to him.
Okay, dig it.
Love to sit next to Mark as well.
Hey, making dreams happen, baby. Making dreams happen. Last question, if you had 10 seconds with yourself 10 years ago, what would you say?
I would say, to not really worry about anybody else, what they have going on, and believe in yourself and be your best advocate, be your own advocate, and just keep going, because at the end of the day, it's your path. People could tell you this and that. This is not their life. This is your life. And what you do right now is going to dictate your future, and just be careful you hang around.
Respect. That's it. That's it. Tiffany, thanks so much.
Thank you so much. It was nice talking to you guys. Peace out.
Boom. I hope you enjoyed this episode of After Hours Entrepreneur. Thank you for subscribing, and we will catch you here next time on the show. Listen, we've given you the tools. Now it's your turn. Go take the action. See you soon. Peace.